Hi, this is so funny. I've never done this before.
Okay. We literally have.
Hi, my name's Sarah. I am one part of the MythMakers.
I'm Minji.
Other part of the MythMakers. We have the MythMakers Society, and we've decided to start a podcast because we literally spend all of our time just yapping about things.
We do.
And we've decided we should share those thoughts. All of the thoughts. So this is going to be our first episode. We're going to talk about fantasy stuff, things that are specific to the MythMakers. We have a lot of events and things coming up. That will probably be more at the end. And then also just like movies. We go to a lot of like advanced screenings and stuff. We are going to talk about one we went to last night. Yeah, and just some other topics. So we have put all of our topics in this little chalice, and I think we're just going to go from there. So do you want to pick the first thing we're going to talk about?
Yes.
Okay. Vibes.
ASMR, right? Oh no.
Okay.
I grabbed two. Here we go.
What have we got?
The Europe trip.
Oh, yay! Okay, cool. So this is not so much a current event as it is just something that we're doing for the MythMakers Society. So if you followed us at all, and if you know us, then you know that we host a lot of balls and themed get-togethers, but we are taking that to Europe, and we are putting together an itinerary. Do you want to talk a little bit about your ideas for the itinerary, and I can kind of go over the specifics because I've gone and I'm doing some scouting this September as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who mostly knows what we're doing. I just feel like I'm going and I'm going to take pictures.
Well, we like to travel together a lot, so there's a lot of me and you just like going on trips. I feel like that's been something we've done literally since we met. We met on a trip.
Yeah,
we
did.
So true. We met not knowing that we were going to meet each other that day, but we went on a trip out of town.
Sarah was invited accidentally.
I was invited accidentally. Minji, it was... we had to share a bed, and you were like, I'm not sharing a bed.
Yeah.
You slept on a windowsill.
It was a windowsill bench. Like, it was a whole wraparound bench.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was totally fine.
I did also tell you that I, like, have, like dreams of haunted things, and you were like, I'm gonna be over here. But we ended up best friends anyways.
Yeah. It was just the very first time I'd ever met you, so I did not feel like sharing a bed with you.
It's okay. I kind of prefer, I mean, I was a stranger to everyone. I like literally knew no one, so that was a fun time. But yeah, so for Europe, I have gone to England and Scotland a couple times. Actually, our friends who run Mystic Fate, I got to go to their ball, and that is part of the itinerary for our trip, which is really exciting. But yeah, so we'll be staying, we'll all be flying over. The flights are not included, so you do have to figure out your own like flight there, but the trains, all of the travel once you're in Europe is included. We'll be staying at this like historic sort of like castle manor in the Lake District in England. And then we will also be spending a few days in Scotland, and then eventually we'll make our way down towards London for the Mystic Fate Ball, and that's where the trip is going to end. I think it's right now a 10-day trip. We've been working on the itinerary, but we have it pretty much nailed down. And we, you know, if you want to DM us about your email or whatever, we have a list of people that we're going to be sending an email to, and that will have sort of like a long PowerPoint style presentation of everything that's going to happen.
Timeshare PowerPoint.
Yeah, I made like a Canva doc. It's actually pretty cute. So, but it's going to be really fun. We're each going to pick, we're going to have 3 different like photo shoot content days, I guess. So it'll be like a theme that everybody's going to dress up as, and we can make stuff together. It's very chill, and you don't have to be a content creator to come, but I think it's fun to dress up in costume, and that is definitely a pillar of the types of events that we put on.
You can also just come and dress in costume and not take any photos.
Exactly. Like, or you could be, I know a lot of photographers have reached out who are like wedding photographers or editorial photographers, and they're more so just interested in like bringing film and capturing Scotland, and like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and we're gonna do some cool stuff. I know we're gonna eat at the Witchery in Edinburgh, that's like a really cool it's like for lack of better words, it's witchy. It's a witchy, like,
makes sense.
Yeah, castle-y medieval restaurant. It's pretty famous. It's right near the like big castle in Scotland.
Okay.
It's in Edinburgh, like the really famous one. And we're gonna tour that too.
Oh, okay.
Which is super cool. Yeah, Jack wanted, my husband and I went.
Dress up for that also, or is that just like
no? It's like a day trip. I mean, I'm probably gonna wear something medieval just because that's my vibe.
I could do Dark Academia.
So. Yeah, Dark Academia. I think I'm gonna probably end up in like Selkie vibes with like unicorns, and I don't know. It's like I feel like that's always what I wear when I travel. So
I'm salty at Selkie. So
Yeah, Selkie. I'm not. I love Selkie, but I am not loving their new fabrics. Like they're making all of the prints that I want, but the like lace that they're using as a trim is so god awful that like I literally can't wear them. So
rough. I don't think I've gotten a new Selkie in a while.
I bought like 5 of them and returned every one of them.
Oh, right.
I just kept buying it. I'd try it on and like it was so texturally upsetting. I had to send it back. So I don't know. I really love their designs, but I'm like, she's not going to be listening. But if anybody who works with Selkie is listening, get rid of that lace. I just can't stand it. But yeah, I like other than that. Also, while we're there, we're going to do...
we're going to a beach.
There is a beach. There's a seaside town. There's a lot of thrifting. There's a tea house.
So you said it's going to be really cold, right?
No.
It's not going to be cold?
It's in April. It's like
at the beach?
Slightly chilly spring weather. It's usually like 50. I mean, it's not like we can't swim. We're not swimming.
Well, that was why I was asking.
But it's not like, oh, we're so cool at the beach.
Just want to be a creepy siren.
But like you could stand in the water. It's also like the lakes have these beaches where in the morning you can walk out like really, really far.
Oh.
And like it's really insane. And where that is, like the lake that Ulverston is the closest to, there's a bluebell forest and a stone circle, like an ancient stone circle.
Okay, solid.
So all of those things were, you know, they're in the visitation or whatever, which is cool. I'm trying to think, there's something else we're doing. I know that there's going to be multiple like group meals that are included, but it will also be kind of a chill trip. So if you wanted to like go into town or do something, like we're not going to all be in a big group the entire time. No. And the rooms are really cool because in the Stonecross Manor where we're going to stay, they're like apartments. And so it'll be like 3 or 4 people to each apartment. And that'll be really fun too, because then it's just like you have your own little group and then we're also a big group and there will be big group activities and little group activities and a lot of free time.
And if you have a group of your friends you want to go with, it's a good way to like make it a friend trip.
Exactly. And it's very like, I've stayed there and the accommodations are incredible. I will say this, it does require a bit of walking and we are in places that are like a little tiny bit more remote. But yeah, like I think it's pretty cool, like, because we aren't going to be driving around town. You walk into town, it's about a mile, and everything is, like, walking distance. So there's quite a lot of walking if you're going into places. I love hearing your cat just dying to join us.
She's so sad.
She says, please.
I'll let you out. I'll let you out.
Bye, kitty.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I don't know what the themes will be for our photo shoots yet, but you'll probably do something dark. I'll probably do something more like whimsical. Oh my gosh. I have so many ideas. So yeah, that is something you can look out from us. And I guess we'll have more info on that once we actually book it and are in the process of like, you know, we're going to do deposits and like a payment plan. It's a year away.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of time, but we just wanted to chat a little bit about it as we're working on the planning, which will be cool. So, all right, I'm going to pick one.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Have you ever watched a podcast?
No.
Okay. So they talk to each other.
Oh.
It's not like an update video where it's like, here, let me tell you about this thing.
I've only done the update video.
It's we're having a conversation and they're listening.
That makes sense. So we have to look at each other.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, it's horrifying. All right, I can do that. How are we going to do this? Okay.
Sounds good. The Virginia Ren Fair?
Okay.
Oh, you were telling me about your Virginia Ren Fair experience.
Yeah, so I had an experience at the Ren Fair. Okay, so first of all, I thought, I know that part of this is my fault because I was confused as to what the Virginia Renaissance Festival was because we obviously have Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
You have been to a lot of Ren Fairs. How many Ren Fairs have you been to?
At least 7.
Yeah? You've been to the West Coast ones?
Yeah, I've been to Coronaburg, to the LA
Pleasure Fair.
I guess they're both LA.
Okay.
But Bristol.
Okay.
PA. Yeah, PA, Maryland, obviously, Virginia, New Jersey, Sparta, New Jersey.
Yes, Sparta.
And then the New York Ren Fair.
Okay, so that's 8. So I've been to Oregon, and I've been to Maryland and PA. So this was my 4th Ren Fair ever. And Oregon is kind of similar, I guess, to Virginia because it's at a fairground and there's like not very many trees. But I guess just from like having gone to Maryland and PA and that be the majority of my experience, I was like, that's what Ren fairs are like.
Most of them are not like that.
Yeah, I'm learning that. And I'm starting to understand why people will like comment on our videos and be like, oh, you're so lucky you are by the Maryland Ren Fair. And I'm like, that's just Ren Fair. But no, it's not. Yeah, Virginia was so freaking hot. First of all, I just want to say this. So I know you were supposed to go with me and we couldn't go. And it now makes sense when you were just sort of like, it's not that big a deal. I think we're just going to stay home. I was like, stay home from the Ren Fair. Like, that's a crazy thought. Like, I can drive us. You're like, no. So Nadia and I went, and Nadia, bless her heart, she's very, pots. She has pots.
She's fragile.
Yeah. She's fragile. We love Nadia. So we got dressed and we were chatting the whole way down. We're having like this whole yap session. And I was like, we're going to make all these videos. We have all these trends picked out.
Oh no.
Yeah, we had like a lot of thoughts. And then it was bad because when I got her, I was like, oh, it's 75 degrees. Then we're driving. I was like, dang, it's already 80 degrees. And then as we were driving like south and south, the 2.5-hour drive, like every time I'd look at the thermometer, it'd be like another 5 degrees. Yeah. And then we arrived and it said it was 100 degrees out. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, this is not good. I feel like this is bad. But like, does it feel 100? And then we got out of the car, we were getting dressed behind the car.
Yes,
and we were like, it was a bit dry, but we were like, we'll get some drinks. Like there'll be trees and shade. There was not. It was like there were dust bowls forming. I was the chainmail guy. I got this necklace, which actually is really cute, and I feel like his name was Chain Weaves, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I was standing there. Nadia has fainted. That is what eventually happened. We made it an hour from getting out of the car and getting dressed to being back in the car. It was a full hour. I sent Jack a message when we were walking into the fair. So we only lasted an hour in total, including the fainting incident and the recovery from that. And then I almost fainted too, but Nadia fainted first. And I will say that people kept asking me if I was okay, and I didn't look okay. I was like really, really, really red. And I did catch myself in the mirror, but I didn't feel bad. But then Nadia passed out. She was like losing consciousnness. The vendor that we were with gave her his chair and like a sip of water, and I got her cold water. But then like as she's there were dust bowls forming outside. He goes, look, there's dust bowls. I was like, this is craziness. Like it was so hot. It was windy, but in a weird way. Mm-hmm. I also for some reason thought that all of our friends were going to be there, and they were at the Georgia Ren Fair, which is similar to the Maryland Ren Fair and has permanent buildings. And I was just walking around being like, where is everybody? Where are the buildings? Where are the trees?
Virginia's Ren Fair is also really small.
Yeah. It was really small. Yeah. It was more like a block party.
Yep.
Yeah, like a Ren Fair block party.
But you didn't go into the forest part? No. It's not much better, but it is slightly better.
What's in the forest?
More stores. It's just stores,
it's
really.
Like shopping, or is it? I saw archery or games.
There's archery.
Okay, and I feel like
did you walk by the archery?
No.
Okay.
We did not make it to the trees.
Okay.
So when you go in,
are a lot easier to be in. Like when you're out in the field.
Well, I saw Epi's video, and she was in the trees filming. But we walked in, and it was just so bright, like not a cloud in the sky. We did remember sunscreen.
That's good.
That was helpful. And then we went left, and we decided we were going to go like each row like this. Oh. So we started snaking.
Yeah, no, we usually do the forest first.
Yeah. We did not reach. We reached the last. That's where we had to cut it short. So we reached like the last row before the forest. Nadia and I were like, maybe we should go back towards the front and get drinks or something, like water would be nice. And then we saw our friends. We saw Rachel and everybody. And then we said hi to them. And they seemed a bit concerned for us. And then we were like, you know what? We might go back to the car to get a bite or something, or sit in the air conditioning. And then we didn't make it to the entrance. Yeah, we almost did. I could see the entrance from the tent in which Nadia passed out. But,
okay. So I've done a review on the Virginia Ren Fair on my YouTube.
You did?
Uh-huh.
I didn't watch it, sorry.
That's okay. I find it actually weird when people I know watch my YouTube videos.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine watching a YouTube video. Yeah, like, unless I wanted to learn something, but then I feel like I would just come over here and ask you to teach me.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that a lot of our friends watch them, but
they're further away.
Yeah.
I'm, like, in your house every day.
No, that's true.
I'm, like, your fourth cat, so I just feel that, I'm not a cat, I'm like your dog.
I just don't want to, like, say, like, you're making me uncomfortable watching my videos. Like, if people want to watch my videos, go ahead. It just is...
It makes sense.
A disconnect in my brain.
It's like when I used to have a blog, I had a blog, and I was like blogging when I had my breast reduction. I decided to blog about that, and then people would be like, I read your blog, and I was like, I want to block you. I want to never see you again. This is like a shout into the void.
Yeah, I don't feel like that. That's not, it's not that extreme. No, but
it was horrible.
We went to Virginia Ren Fair. That was like our last Ren Fair with Sel.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like 2020.
That's a long time ago, yeah.
I think. Yeah, so they don't sell, like, they don't have free water.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Someone said they ran out of water one time.
No, they just only sell water. They will not give you free water because something about it being a farm or something, which I think is stupid and I thought was illegal to not have water for people.
I feel like you can't have an event without having water for people.
Right?
That doesn't make any sense. That's
how I felt, and I'm pretty sure that's the law, but
maybe it's different in Virginia.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. It would really piss me off. And then all of their food is super freaking expensive. Like, their turkey legs are as expensive as the Ren Fairs in LA.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't see the food. So there was like one tent with food, and it had kebabs, and it had like French fries.
All of their food is like, if you go, you're in the entrance and you go directly left and you go like basically all the way left.
Oh.
All of their food is that way.
I didn't see that.
And it's kind of like a food festival kind of setup.
Yeah, I don't think that we got there.
Yeah.
I think the way that we were
I also don't know that there would have been anything that Nadia could eat anyways.
Yeah. So not a lot of vegetarian options.
Not that I recall.
French fries or something like that. I think
yeah, they definitely have French fries.
We went to Burger King, and it ended up pretty good. Mm-hmm. I will say I really do like my necklace.
Yeah.
So I guess I got something out of my 2.5-hour drive, 1 hour of being there, 20 minutes of that was a medical emergency, and then a 2.5-hour drive home. And Burger King trip.
Their vendors are pretty good. Like, I like the vendors there.
They had a really good oddities person.
Don't know that it's worth the suffering.
If you're in Virginia, it would be. Like, if I lived 30 minutes away and I could, like, go to my car for water, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like with the drive, it's just too much. Like, do I prefer Maryland a lot? Yes. Do I feel like if I lived, like, where Erin lives, like, much closer, I feel that I would have, like, I'd be more inclined to go.
I mean, yeah, I'd be more inclined to go. But
especially if the weather was nice. Like, what if it was, like, a 60-degree day?
It's
like, could be.
It's never nice.
It was nice last week, though.
In Virginia, though?
It was like 70 degrees, and I feel like I could have had fun.
But Virginia, I do hear you. There, where it was 15 degrees hotter than it was here?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
I hear you. I don't know. I would feel more inclined, but...
They do also have good mead. So.
Yeah, like, it's definitely my least favorite Ren Fair I've been to.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going back. It would take something specific. Like, it would have to be, like, all of our friends are going and there's a contingency plan.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know that I could handle the heat. So if it's above, like, 60, 70 degrees, I don't think I'm going.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think I would pass out. I can handle heat at Maryland because at least there's like
shade.
And there's buildings.
Yeah.
And I'm very familiar with it, and I'm not too far from home.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's fine. But even with, like, PA...
Also, they'll give you free water.
Yes, they will.
So...
Yeah.
That's That's a really big factor.
It's a big thing. I really want to... It is making me want to go to Georgia Ren Fair, though. I kind of want to...
I do want to go at some point, but I also... It's far
When
away.
does it run? Like, just right now? Like, June and May and June?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the ones in the South run around now. Yeah.
We should go together sometime.
Okay.
We could do, like, a road trip for a weekend and, like, hit the fair. I think that could be fun. I could drive us.
I have family in Georgia somewhere.
I used to drive down there a lot, so...
Oh, right. You're, like, weird free people thing.
Yeah, my other life where I used to just... And, like, I would source vintage, too. You can find really good... So, like, Asheville's great, obviously, but, like, as you pass Asheville, in between Asheville, and I used to go to Augusta, Georgia, but, like, in the mountains of, like, North Carolina and South Carolina and stuff, there's just a lot of, like, weird vintage stores in these teeny tiny little towns, or you can find, like, Goodwills and stuff, and things are being imported, and then, yeah, so that's a thing. So, like, my Goodwill actually gets a lot of their donations from Arizona, and it'll say it, like, on the tag, like, what state the donations are coming from. So just because you donated something at your Goodwill doesn't mean that it's actually being sold at your Goodwill. Like, sometimes they'll go through the things, and if they have, like, too many shirts, then they'll make, like, a box of shirts and ship it to another Goodwill. So stuff gets shipped to those towns, and then people aren't really looking for, like, designer or anything like that. And so then sometimes you can find some really cool stuff out there.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Or old people die and then they just donate all their stuff. Like they're people that are going through their estate, and it's not like if you're living in the middle of nowhere, like that's not a place where we're having estate sales because there's not like a market for people. So you can go that's a place where I was going there and I was sourcing tons of like 1960s and 70s vintage. Yeah, because people will die and then they just donate it all, and there's really not a market for it down there. So it's a good place to source.
Check it out in Asheville then.
Yes, but you have to be, it's like the further outside the city that you are, but yeah, like it's just because like when you're in the city, it's the same as here in Baltimore where you have like Savers, for instance. I feel like you really got to go there on a day where they're restocking, or like you have to go like every day, and that's the only way that you're gonna get, like they might put out a bag of something good. Like I got a Christian Dior jacket there the other day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's white though. Don't know how I feel about it, but I have it. It's at my house. White. Yeah, it's like kind of suit adjacent. I don't know. It was kind of cool, but it was Christian Dior, and I got it for $3.99.
Oh wow.
Yeah, somebody really didn't know what they were pricing, but
yeah,
I was like, you can find good stuff there. It's just you have to go so often, and I feel like sometimes that can be difficult. But you know,
to Savers or to Georgia?
Savers. Okay. Yeah, Georgia. I think like I used to go down, and I would take like those vacuum seal bags. And I would fill my mom's minivan, like the entire van, even in the front. I would come home like you couldn't see out the windows.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I was just like, that was my job. Yeah, it was during the pandemic mostly.
Right.
But yeah, I also bought like a storage unit one time. Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah, you did.
And it was like it was a person from the Coppola family, like that famous family, and she was a famous,
you did not tell me that.
Okay, so she was a famous accordionist in the 80s, and she was on all these world tours, and the storage unit was just full of all of her 1980s, not only her vintage clothes, but also all of her stage costumes. Like, you know those sequin like butterfly shirts from the 80s? Yeah. Like a butterfly? There was like 30 of them in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I bought it during the pandemic, and then I sold it. I made like all these TikTok videos that went viral. I'm talking I had at least 3,000 pieces of clothing just in that storage unit, and I sold like everything. Like, it's so crazy. I kept a bunch of stuff. There were like some
Did she have accordions in there?
No accordions.
No accordions.
Well, to be fair, so the guy who sold me the storage unit, he was an antique dealer, so he took all of her stuff. And then he doesn't deal in clothes and shoes. So he gave me clothes, shoes, accessories, stuff like that. I did have in there was a Chanel, like 90s Chanel. It's the Stars and Moons, like silk scarf.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have that at my house. That's one. And you know the belt that has the Stars and the Moons, the chain belt? It is like my most famous belt. If a video of me has gone viral, I'm wearing that belt, and people will be like, where's the belt from? The belt's from that storage unit. Yeah.
I don't remember what it looks like.
It's a gold chain, and it has like stars and moons. They're like little teeny like it's just like a chain belt with like charms, but it's from like the 70s or 80s. It's very old, and it looks kind of Dolce and Gabbana like esque. Yeah, but it's from that storage unit. People are always like, where's the belt from? And I'm like, bro, it's vintage. I couldn't tell you. Like, I couldn't tell you. It's from a freaking storage unit. Whatever, but yeah, but she had so much like, and she was like your size. Like, if we had known each other then, you would have died.
You would have made out.
You would have died. It was crazy, yeah. But some of the stuff was like free size, and I was able to keep a bunch of it. So some of my coolest pieces are from her. Yeah. Insane though. Another life. I'm trying to get out of the clothing business. So
no, we're not. No more buying things just to sell them.
Well, yeah. I feel like I buy them if they're like medieval because of our markets.
Okay.
I know.
I guess.
But I have to stop. I think I just have to stop in general. I'm working on it. Oh, Jack and I were talking about this. So it's because I have like, okay, so let's say we have like superpowers, right?
Okay.
My power is I'm like crazy good with price. So like I know if I see something, like I am so good at knowing the resale value of it, but you're very good at value. And when we're talking value, I'm talking like, oh, this is like good material. I know what it costs to produce this item. And so I feel like you're interested in like shopping for things like that. But frequently when I'm out with people, like Jack's like that too, where he'll be like, this is high quality. And I'll be like, yeah, but the resale value on that brand is like low or whatever. It's this or that. And like, we're always talking about that. But I'm like, the price is right for thrift stores. Gosh. It's so great. I'm like, yeah. So I feel like I get a little bit of a thrill out of like that part of it. But I'm like, maybe I should just, I don't know. I really think that was another life. There was another life where I'd be like a vintage reseller or something like that.
I mean, what is it? The fig tree thing that's going viral?
No, I haven't seen that.
Really? It's
No.
like, I think it's Sylvia Plath, and
Okay.
she's got the fig tree metaphor where it's like your life, or like you are a fig tree, or your life is a fig tree, and all of the different routes you can take are different figs, right? And so,
well, I always said that I think that it is a weird niche thought, but for some reason it feels true to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when we're younger and we have all of these paths ahead of us, part of what makes life so hard is that you're actually like, I'm not saying we're like sharing consciousness or that all of those people exist across timelines, but maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't really know. What I do feel is that our energy and like who we are, the essence of us, is pulled in many directions. And as like if you can heal certain parts of yourself, like especially if you're living one way but like you really want to be another way, I think that like as yourself becomes more integrated into like this one path, like right now, if I thought about it, the things that I could do, the life changes, like the different paths I could take as like an author, or like maybe I'm an influencer, or I do MythMakers or whatever, like technically they're all kind of combined and I am doing them, and I'm able to walk those paths while still being myself. But when I was younger, I feel like there were these things where it's like, oh, I could like I could go study musical theater, or I could like move to California, or I could like go to grad school. And like those things were all so disparate that it's almost like each version of me was such a different person. There was like a version of me that just wanted to like live in a van somewhere and like be a van lifer. And there was a version of me that wanted to like move out of the country. And there was a version of me that wanted to be a therapist. And none of those were congruent. And like now that I feel that I'm living as myself, I don't really feel like, oh, that could be me. I feel like I've made choices because that isn't me. And now I feel like aligned on my path. And I feel that I do know what you're talking about. And I think there was a part of me that always thought that I would go into that. And I could follow that path, but I don't think it would be as like rewarding or as authentic to myself as the path that I'm on.
I feel like you also really need to be helping people on a deeper level than fashion.
I agree.
So
like even being an influencer sometimes is difficult for that reason. But I do get a lot of really helpful messages from people telling me that I'm like encouraging them to break out of their comfort zone or like try new things, go to the Ren Fair for the first time. I'm sure you get those too.
All the time.
But I also get people who are just like, oh, like this is something that makes me very proud, but I get a lot of messages from people being like, I hated my body, and like when I see you, like you're a more accurate representation of what I look like, and for you to be like so confident and out there and like working with brands and doing stuff, it's like really empowering to me. And I'm like, as a person who's very, I feel like I'm so body neutral now, like I just don't think about it, like it's helpful to me because I used to be in that place so hard, and I feel like finding personal style has helped me to like not police my body as much because I just feel like I look cool in clothes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I'm like, yay, clothes. They're like so fun. And it's so cool to think that there are other people who are like starting that journey too. So.
I think tattoos help a lot too.
The tattoos are
like,
unbelievably helpful.
It gives you a measure of control over your body that you don't really get.
I mean, also like I have had some procedures done and stuff like that. So like I know Jack has to remind me often that like I'm not in the original body technically that I started in, but but that's what I mean. Is like I think same thing with tattoos is like it's altering you in some way.
Body modification.
Yeah. And I'm a modify your avatar girly. So whether that's through clothing or dyeing your hair or piercings or tattoos, or if you get little procedures done, I don't care. I'm like, everybody should. Like if we have to exist in these meat suits, like they might as well be cute.
I agree.
If we don't get to choose the make and model, like at least we can choose the color, right? Like we can choose the accessories.
I got a comment once on my nose job video that was like the reveal of me seeing my nose out of the bandage for the first time, and I was very excited because like, you know, I like my nose job. And someone commented that they had never seen plastic surgery as like self-care before, but that I was so excited about it and so happy about it that it kind of helped reframe it for them. So that was cool.
I kind of think of it a little bit like self-care too, because, you know, I had a reduction and that was more like almost like gender affirming. I feel like for me, I feel like I really understand when people get like top surgery and stuff and you wake up, and I remember looking in the mirror for the first time when I could like finally get out of bed and like look at myself and just being like, oh my God, like I'm in the body I was always supposed to be in. I'm like no longer trapped in this like weird body that is weird and I don't love it and whatever. And that was like so affirming. So I think that sometimes it just is like, yeah, there are some procedures that are dangerous. I mean, they're definitely like, you know, it can be taken very far, but like,
yeah, I mean, I think if you're like in the right mindset for it, then it
won't solve your problems.
Right.
No.
So like, if you're doing it with the same, what is the word? Not heaviness, the same weight, I guess.
Okay.
Something similar as like you would getting like a facial.
Yeah. Or like a tattoo or something.
Yeah. Something where it's like not socially as out there, I guess. Then I think it can be really like self-care and help people like with their mindset and stuff.
Yeah. Because sometimes you fixate on things and like you cannot help but fixate on them. And I don't know, I've seen that it can be helpful for people. I also can see that like let me think about this. I think that like I personally feel that there are things that I've had done that were so unnecessary, and I came at them from like a terrible mindset of just like I really didn't like myself, and I thought they were going to solve all my issues, like specifically when I've had like I got liposuction way years ago, but like when I had that done, I think for some reason I thought that it was going to like fix everything. And I know that technically I got it because it was to fix a complication from my reduction. But I thought like, oh, this is just going to like make me look perfect. And then I'm not going to dislike myself. And actually it took years of therapy work to like learn to love myself. It had nothing to do with that. And that's something that it's not necessarily that I regret it. I can't say that I regret it because I am happy now. And like, but I don't feel that that was necessary, and I wouldn't recommend it to other people.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I hate everything about myself and I want to change everything, then don't get plastic surgery.
Yeah. It's also like at that point, it's like start with like style, start with hair, start with self-care, like maybe get a tattoo. I don't know. Like I would get a tattoo before I got plastic surgery. Like at that point, if you're feeling that intense, but a lot of it can just be that like you're not aligned with who you are. You know what I mean? Also, I think that was a big thing for me. Was
get enough sleep, drink enough water. Those are two really big things.
You know, I grew up like so repressed and in like sort of a cult, a Christian cult. And I think that like part of my experience was if I were to make a folder of like every person I ever saw and thought, wow, I really wish that I looked like that person. I really wish that I could be like that. Then every girl would have like white and black hair and tattoos and wear big stompy boots and like they all look the same.
Yeah.
And at some point I like had to be real with myself and look at that and be like, okay, clearly I am not living my truth. Like me in my American Eagle jeans and my natural hair color, and even though I feel that I still dressed a little bit funky, like I had a mullet at one point, like, you know, I would wear like funky 80s clothes, or I might have like a fun vintage dress or something. But I was not allowing myself to be like the hot goth alternative bitch that I really wanted to be on the inside. And when I finally gave myself permission to do that, I feel much more myself. And and I now don't really care about so many things that used to bother me.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like aligned with the way that I truly wanted to look on the inside. And I don't care whether people are judging me for it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy. I'm showing up at a wedding. I'm like seeing people at the reunion. I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is just me. Like I'm not going to feel self-conscious about it. Like I'm here, you know?
Yeah. I don't think I've really...
You've always been pretty confident. I feel like, especially from your old,
my old pictures. Yeah, no, I was a weirdo.
I feel like we need to like
totally fine with that.
With your like rainbow socks. That's what we need in there. Would be good.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like because I was already not gonna fit in anyways, so it was kind of a like, why try?
Yeah. I think it's good. I think it's really fun. And it's fun. I feel like it's cool that we're doing MythMakers because we're just like a whole community of people who don't fit in.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I've been doing that creator course, and they like figure out your creator vision and all of this. So I've been thinking of like why I make videos, because I kind of just do it to do it for the most part. And I'm like, okay, well, because I feel like it. But I guess like, because the world sucks so bad that it's like, well, let's just escapism out of here.
Yeah, seriously.
Because
I feel that
you can only survive so long.
Yeah,
being
the horror
persist,
but so do we, right?
Yep. So whether that's through like dressing up or silly events. Oh, we're talking about astrology next.
I just
astrology. We can escapism through the stars.
Through the stars. I'll give our listeners some background, which is that I was raised as like a fundamentalist Christian. And I have found through like my therapy journey, my deconstruction, where I'm like no longer a Christian, that I just like really find a lot of helpful things in astrology and through like mastering my chart and looking at my transits. So I've been sharing that a lot with Minji too, because I feel like it's a really cool tool. No matter what your religious or your spiritual beliefs are, it is this huge, massive data resource from just like all of recorded human history. It's this ancient science, and we can look at pattern recognition and like patterns of behavior and say like, okay, these people happen to be, you know, similar in all of these different ways. And I find that can be so helpful with figuring out yourself. So I feel like, for instance, maybe we should like pull up our charts. I feel like we should pull up our charts.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like for astrology, like I have never been that I was very skeptical.
Yeah.
So I have always gone into it with a like, this is amusing, but I think that it actually can be really helpful in that it's just another reflection tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
like Myers-Briggs or something like that.
Yeah. So like if something is in your chart and you don't think it's aligned, then that's also something to reflect on anyways. And
yeah.
It's like, okay,
also,
well, this doesn't resonate.
I will say this, that I think people are a little too lax about the birth time thing. I do think that some people are out there living their lives with their astrology, thinking that they're like a certain rising sign. They're like, oh, this is so, and like their birth time's totally off, because my birth time was off. And my mom was to the point where like every year I had an aunt that would call me at the time I was born, and they were an hour off. And then when I put it in, I literally have like a different rising sign, and it made a lot more sense. I will say that, because at first I was an Aquarius rising, but I'm actually an Aquarius moon. And I think that makes a lot more sense because I'm not very emotional. I'm very, very like logical, rational. But I was an Aries moon is what I thought I was an Aries moon. And I'm not very like impulsive, or like I just feel that I'm not reactive.
Yeah.
And I do feel that Aries moons are reactive. And so I was always like, that's so weird. Like maybe when I was younger, but I felt like that was just being a kid. But I'm an Aries rising, so that makes sense. Because when you're younger, you're more like your rising sign. So it's cool. We're going to tell you our charts just for fun.
My moon and my rising are the same.
Okay. So I am a sun Capricorn, moon Aquarius, Mercury Capricorn, Mars Capricorn, Venus Aquarius, Jupiter Sag, Saturn is in Pisces. That's my one fun water placement. And then obviously Uranus, Neptune, Capricorn. Those are generational planets. And then I'm a rising Aries. So I have 5 Capricorn planets in my 10th house. It's a fun time for me. And what do you have?
I think I remember mine. I also have it on here, but I tried to memorize it. Okay, so Aries sun.
Okay.
Moon and rising are Pisces.
Okay.
Taurus Venus. Cancer Mars. What comes after Mars? Jupiter. Leo Jupiter.
Okay.
Uranus and Neptune. I think
Aquarius.
We're also. Oh yeah, we're not the same age. I forgot.
I know. Different ages. I think it's Aquarius, because I think you and Aaron have the same ones.
It doesn't say on that one. Great.
You got to look at the one where it's a list.
Saturn is Aquarius. It doesn't have it on the list.
Oh, your Uranus and Neptune? They're on there.
Yeah, it's on here. It's on the.
Here? Why doesn't it say it?
I don't know. You're the one who told me to get this chart or this app.
Pattern app. I love Pattern app. Pattern app will give you your transits. So I don't look at my chart through Pattern app. I look at my chart through Cafe Astrology, but then I look at my patterns through Pattern app, because they will tell you. It's like freaky. It is freaky. Like you'll have a bad day. Like imagine you have like the worst day, right? And something terrible happens, and you'll go in your chart and it'll be like, you might be having the worst day ever today because of all these things. And I'm like, I had actually at some point I've had to stop looking at it so often because it's so freaky accurate. Like,
oh, weird.
Yeah, like the day that I almost died in Europe.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was having a transit that day that was just like, you might be experiencing like something that feels like a death and rebirth situation. I was like, nope.
Okay.
I need to get out of here. Like the Pattern app knows too much about me.
My Neptune and Uranus are also Capricorn. My Saturn is Aquarius.
And so we are generationally the same.
My Pluto is Scorpio.
Yeah, it makes sense because I'm Uranus changes. I was born a week before Gen Z starts, and I'm at the 24th, 28th degrees of Capricorn, so that makes sense. And you said, what was your last one? Your
Pluto in Scorpio.
Pluto and Scorpio. We have fun Pluto placements. Mine's, well, I wouldn't call them fun, but yours is at home. So I feel like the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio.
Okay.
And that is also like a Plutonian place. And I feel like it has a lot to do with, again, it's like those death and rebirth type things. So I feel like having yours in Scorpio is
okay. So pattern says that that Scorpio is my 9th house, but this one says where it's all split up weird.
It's that thing. It's the positives versus whole sign that we're just different here.
That's one so says funny. That it's my 8th house.
Yeah. So. I always find that funny when we look at the things. I'll have to have you pull up your cafe astrology sometime so that we can look at the way that it goes here. It tells you, it's like cafeastrology.com, and then you'll have to put in your information. I like their signs. Their charts are like very easy to read, which is fun.
Where do I read it?
But yeah, I think my favorite placement between us that I really like is all of our it's like our Saturn. We have like a lot of like Saturn conjunctions, which is really cool. And both of us also have well, I'll fill everybody in. So one of the things we've been talking a lot about is harnessing the energy that's in your astrology chart. And so I used to do like readings for people and stuff. This was a really big special interest of mine. There was actually this joke I went to the Maryland Art Institute, but they were saying like if you went to MICA, then you graduated with like an honorary doctorate in astrology, because that's like what parties were like. Literally, you just go to a party, what's your sign? Can I read your chart?
That's like, interesting.
People were so into it, and I feel like I learned so much in undergrad, but it was mostly, I felt like it was party astrology, which is the type of astrology of like, oh my gosh, what's your big 3? Like, oh my god, you're so flirty and cute.
One second, let me double check that this is still going. It is. Okay. Great. Okay,
I'm shifting my seat.
Wait, okay, so your parties at the Art Institute were all astrology?
Yeah, like you would go to a party. I mean, to be fair, people were also like using substances, but it wasn't like party. It was like intellectual party. So everybody, it would be like a room like this, and everybody's sitting like a big circle, and everybody's talking about like their big 3 and whatever. And then people, it would mostly be like, oh my god, like all my exes are Aries, and like that's so crazy. Like you're an Aries too. I guess you're my type.
Oh my god.
I feel like there's a lot of astrology picking up happening. But there was also people would just be like reading charts in a way where it's like, oh my gosh, now I know you. I will say it was a little toxic. Like there are like placements that are like malefic, or that are like all of mine are. So like Saturn placements are malefic, and all of my planets are ruled by Saturn.
What does that mean?
Think of it as like hard versus easy. Like Venus is like the planet of birth and art and whatever. Saturn is like hard karmic lessons. So Aquarius and Capricorn are both ruled by Saturn. So I have sort of like a bad chart, or like Capricorn is represented by the devil in tarot. Like just tends to be like not good, but also like malefic is a term in astrology. So there's the only malefics are Mars and Saturn are the malefics in charts. They just have to do with sort of the...
Wouldn't mine be bad then too?
Okay, so when we look at our chart rulers, right? Mm-hmm. Actually, we can do this right now. So when we're looking for our chart rulers, right? Mm-hmm. So let's see, your rising is in Pisces, mm-hmm. which is ruled by Mercury. Your Mercury is in Aries.
Okay.
Which means that your chart ruler is Mars and Aries, which makes you also a malefic. Wow, this must be why we're such good friends. This is the same for me. So my rising is in Aries, ruled by Mars. My Mars is in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, malefic. So we're the 2 malefics together.
Wait, Yay. But my rising is in Pisces.
Your rising is in Pisces, which is ruled by Mercury. Your Mercury is in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. You have a Mars ruled Aries chart.
Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
interesting.
Your chart is ruled by a malefic, and my chart is ruled by a malefic.
So what does it mean exactly to be ruled by a malefic?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google that.
Okay.
I don't want to give you the wrong answer.
Okay. That's fair. Don't
I'm I'm like a tarot reader astrologer. You know what I mean? Like I go by vibes. So yeah, it means that like you're harsh.
I am a harsh person.
In astrology, to be ruled by a malefic means that your chart ruler, or the planet that rules your rising sign, is one of the traditional harsh planets. So instead of meaning evil, it means that your life lessons and path to growth will involve overcoming obstacles and having like delays and having intense conflict. So it's your life is often defined by hard work, resilience, and learning to master discipline or manage conflict. Mars, this is you. So Mars as a ruler indicates a life characterized by action, passion, overcoming adversity, and asserting boundaries. And mine's Saturn, which indicates a path defined by maturity, patience, building foundations over time, and overcoming fears or feelings of limitation.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rather than bringing pure misfortune, astrologers view malefics as strict teachers that ultimately force you to grow, build under strength, and evolve, which is probably why we are the way that we are.
Yeah.
We work so well together for, I think, exactly that reason. And the funny part is our really strong conjunction is also a malefic. They're Saturn placements. We have Saturn placements, so we're teaching each other as well. Huh. So I think that's funny that we're like both ruled. That makes so much sense as to why we are like, we get along so well. Yeah. Because essentially we're people who like are we've been forced to learn. There's no like, we can just wait around for that. It's like, nope, we're going to get shit done. And that's exactly where like,
we do get shit done.
Shit. Yeah. I feel like that's a huge part of us. Yeah. So that's so funny. I love it. Our charts are so compatible. They're just so great. And we're both malefic. Woo! I love it.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Being a Saturn chart sucks, but being a Mars chart would also be hard. So I don't feel like that's easy either. So, but yours would be more, in my opinion, vibes. The vibes of it would be more that you have trouble, like you're fighting with yourself in a lot of ways.
That's not wrong.
For me, I have to like learn almost to like it's a lot of like repression or like you can't be this, you can't be that. I feel like Saturn has a lot of like parental vibes, which I did have really fucking weird parents. So
yeah, we have very opposite like your parents are very strict and you are also
like,
very
love
repressed.
You and are obsessed with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My mom watches Sarah's Instagram.
Yeah, she liked my outfit.
Yeah, we were in the car yesterday going to Mandalorian and my mom was like, "Oh, I saw that you were going to this thing." I was like, what? I haven't posted anything about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I saw Sarah's outfit video. I liked her outfit." I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's so funny. I'm like, I cannot. But yes, I love it. Okay. Should we do another topic?
Yeah, why not?
We're moving on. I love it. We could talk about astrology every single time. So
I know.
But look at this.
Oh, Mandalorian.
Easy. Now we could just segue right into talking about the Mandalorian, which we saw last night.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was very cute. I don't know if it's something that I would go see again.
Really?
I
would go see it again.
I would not go see it again as my personal movie choice, but if someone else was like, "Oh, I'm going to put a movie on while we hang out at your house," I would not be opposed to that being the movie.
I feel like that's valid. I liked it better than any of the Star Wars movies I've seen recently.
Better than Rogue One?
Yeah.
I loved Rogue One.
Oh, I didn't love Rogue One.
Why?
It did not capture my attention.
Oh, I thought it was so good.
I have to say that I think that I really enjoy the original Star Wars. And I feel that some of the newer movies are just like very, very Hollywood. And it's hard for me to, as like an OG lover of Star Wars, to get into those new ones in the same way.
I mean, I don't think that the new trilogy is very good.
No, like the stories just aren't as powerful, and I just feel like it's so big budget. It's giving Marvel, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel like because Rogue One was like so standalone, and they all kind of sacrifice themselves. Well, they do not kind of. They just do sacrifice themselves at the end. That it was a lot more interesting than any of the second trilogy.
Sure. And I'm not saying it's not, but I think what I'm saying is that I'm more interested in like I like the whimsical aspects of the movie. So like, did I really care about the action stuff? No.
Yeah.
Therefore, I think I'm just
old
less
Star Wars
interested
is very of the 80s.
Yeah, and I liked like when Yoda and Luke Skywalker, like they go into the forest and they're like, there's a lot of like world building happening in these smaller moments that I feel like we just don't get in the newer movies. And I feel like, weirdly enough, there was a lot more of that. Without giving spoilers, there was a lot more of that in this movie than I think in any of the other like newer Star Wars ones. And I just really appreciated, like, I felt that this was like a small story for some reason. Like, it's not Luke Skywalker like taking down the Empire. It's like a small story on the outskirts, and it just felt more, I don't know, It was very whimsical.
Yeah, I
loved the
thought
whimsical
it was cute.
music.
I really like. Oh, I loved the music. The music was really good.
The music was insanely good.
Yeah.
So many times, I feel that I very rarely watch a movie and think, "Wow, the music in that movie was like so good." But the whole time, multiple times in that theater, I was having the thought of like, "This is fantastic music."
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah.
And like how they took the same melody basically through like different genres of music, I thought was really cool.
I was also having moments of feeling like I was almost watching like a Jim Henson movie with the puppeting. And I was
I think that's why you like it so much,
because I love Labyrinth.
Like,
Labyrinth is like a big favorite of mine.
I was thinking.
And there's a lot of Grogu parts that are giving Labyrinth. Yeah, I could almost go for like a Labyrinth style Grogu movie. I would be happy with that. Maybe they won't do it. They won't do it, but
no, they will not. I think this was a good amount of puppetry in the Mandalorian.
I loved the puppets. Today, I'm not gonna lie to you, Minji. I woke up this morning and I started Googling how like expensive it would be to get like a replica puppet. $600. Yeah, he's $600. There is
that's a lot cheaper than I thought.
There's a $30, and he's an animatronic.
Wow.
Just want to say, you can get a $600 animatronic. Yeah, I used to have one. I had one that I got at like a thrift store, and it's like the child. He's soft on the body, and he's regular on the head.
I think
but he doesn't look. He looks like the first season, I think. He just doesn't look like he does now. They've kind of changed him a little bit. His head's like a little like wider.
Baby.
Yeah, he's more baby. He looked a little like
Yoda.
He was something. He was something back then. And so I sold him a while ago, but I found that there's another version that you can get. And it does look a lot more like Grogu now. And he's really cute. He's only $30.
Okay.
And he's like this. He's 11 inches. He's about that big. I might get him.
Okay.
He's $30.
Sure.
Oh, he's so cute. I don't know, the whole, like, I was having a hard time not going, baby, every time he was, like, on screen.
I know, he was very cute.
I was having a hard time.
And, like, I felt like that was a really good way for a movie to include, like, a baby character.
Yeah.
Without it being a baby.
Well, he was, like, baby. He was also puppy. He was also, like...
But he wasn't, like... He didn't cry.
Mm-mm.
There was no crying. There was no, we need to save the baby.
No.
Or protect or sacrifice ourselves for the baby.
Yeah. He's just cute.
I guess he kind of, Mandalorian, sacrificed himself for all of the little teeny tiny guys. But...
Not yet. Spoilers. It hasn't come out yet.
Oh, right. Well, this isn't coming out till Friday.
We gotta no spoilers.
Right.
No spoilers for Star Wars. Yeah, but I agree. There's no baby trope. No baby tropes. No crying, no diapers, no... Yeah.
So it was like all the cute parts of babies without all the...
It was like innocence.
Jump scare.
There was like the innocence part of like the cuteness when you see a little baby doing something, and it's almost just funny because it's like an adult wouldn't do that. Yeah, like I think there was a lot of parts like that I thought were really good. I also thought they just had a lot of humor in there in a way that worked so well. Yeah. And that made me like less anxious. I'm a person that doesn't like
I mean, it was not like the other Star Wars movies. I think you're right. It was a lot more like the original trilogy in that like it's a positivity and like hope story rather than a action and everything's depressing.
Yeah.
Which is why I like Rogue One, because I love depressing media.
And I like happy.
Yeah.
I like happy, whimsical. I love a little happy, whimsical story. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I want a baby Grogu.
Okay.
I want baby Grogu so bad.
You could dye Luna green.
Luna looks like Grogu. She's got the little ears.
Yeah,
she's giving Grogu.
She's scary looking.
She's cute. She's so cutie. I can't believe you think she's
like
looking.
Face only a mother could love to me. You're her mother, so.
Luna is like, when I think of like the cutest animal on the planet, like it's Luna. Luna has...
I don't think I've ever seen Luna without her teeth bared at me. So I don't know, like, maybe I've just never experienced that side of Luna.
She's so cutie. I love her.
Luna just doesn't like me.
She's a little too... She's this big.
She's a little angry dog.
I love her so much.
Very small angry dog.
I love her so much. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, some people just don't like Chihuahuas, Pomeranians, stuff like that. Like, I
like Pomeranians. I do like Pomeranians. Luna just... Something about me and Luna.
I'm putting our business ones over here. We'll talk about those last. Okay.
I'm like not a small dog person for the most part though.
Yeah, you're a big dog person.
But I like Pomeranians when they
sense.
look like little tiny stuffed animals.
Yeah, they're cuties.
Little Japanese Pomeranians. Oh,
our fun favorite activity.
We've got one drama
to talk about today. So Maryland Run Fair made new rules. And I'm sure if you're a Maryland Run Fair person, you know what we're talking about.
Furries have been banned.
Now, I did read it, and I was not feeling like furries were banned. Do you feel like furries are banned? Like, do you feel like that's what it says, or do you think people are just, like, freaking out for no reason?
I read it briefly. I did not read it, like, in depth. So
it said you can't wear head coverings, like things that obscure your face, that can't be removed.
Right.
And then it was like, and that's not thematic. And then one of the things that it said, it said examples of some of the non-thematic the things we're talking about. Fursuits was in that.
Yeah.
Now, I think that is because there were people who were coming who were like refusing to be identified. Yeah. And I think that if you're, I don't know, like we have friends that have like a dragon head. I think that if you could take it off and put it on and it's a dragon and it's Ren Fair, that's fine. Yeah. Like maybe Sylveon won't be coming to Ren Fair.
No.
Potentially. But also like there's the risk of heat stroke. I do think there's a liability issue as far as the fursuits and the like getting too hot. I know some people have fans and stuff inside, but I'm sure there's people with medical emergencies.
Yeah. No, I mean like I think that helps when you are not in like 90-degree weather, but there's only so much you can do.
I mean, I felt like I was going to pass out in a hat. So
yeah. And then also just like visibility is not as good. There is like the issues of identifying people.
And also like, I don't know if this was an issue. Like I have not personally heard this, but I do know sometimes there have been issues with like people soliciting like pets and stuff.
They were saying that was the reason for not letting people come in like mascot outfits was because people have mistaken them for employees or like actors of the fair and then they get tipped.
Well, that's a big thing is that with performers, even when you just have like a really nice outfit, like you cannot perform, you'll get kicked out. And I think that that's reasonable to think that some people might be confused. Like fursuits are very expensive. They are clearly like more of a character than anybody just going to the Ren Fair. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I understand.
Plus it's much harder to say, like, oh, no, I don't work here if your features are obscured.
It's totally true. Yeah. And also, I know that they were having issues with people wanting to wear, like, SWAT outfits and stuff, like military police stuff. And so that's, like, with the full mask and stuff. And that was one of the reasons.
Great.
That, you know, so I think that there are lots of reasons.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's that bad to, like, have it banned. I think that there are lots of places where it's appropriate to be in a fursuit, and I don't necessarily think they're doing it to try to like get rid of people who are furries. Like we have friends that are furries and they are also perfectly happy to come with ears and a tail and you know there's
I
furry
agree.
light.
I think that
I like ears and a tail. I'm always dressed in a silly little hat.
I also love ears.
Yeah, it's fine. You know.
Yeah, I think the safety risks really outweigh like getting to wear a furry outfit.
Yeah, I agree. I know that there are some people were saying that it's like as intense as them like banning gay people. Apparently.
What?
Nadia said that people were trying to argue that to her, which I don't know. I don't know.
What capacity?
I have no clue. That's just what she said, was that it was like banning an identity. But
I guess I can kind of I don't like I do not agree with that point. I can see why people
maybe feel that way.
Think that. Like, I'm going to sound like a jerk. I don't care. Okay. I think it's stupid.
Okay.
But it's like the same people who are like comment Therian on all of my fucking videos.
Sure.
Am I allowed to curse? I don't know.
I cursed earlier.
Okay, so. Great. But like, it's like people who are like also claim characters as like they kin that character.
Sure.
It's like it's very Tumblr,
but it's also like if you feel that this is like a big part of yourself, like there are furry conventions, there are places to do it at home, there are people to meet up with. Outside in 90-degree heat at like a festival is just maybe not the place. And I will say this, I do understand maybe the feeling that there's like a lack of space, that like one of their safe spaces is being taken away.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks. But I do feel personally from reading the rules that I do feel that there's going to be like a leniency with like thematically appropriate adjacent like fantasy costumes.
Yeah.
And I think that there will be ways to still express yourself as a person who enjoys furry culture.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like also like there are different levels to being a furry.
Yeah.
You can also just
and also
you can wear
I
your
don't really see
paws
that
and
many
your
people
feet
in like
and
the
your
full
tail.
fursuits. Like
yeah, because it sounds freaking horrendous to do.
I feel like I would pass
Like,
out. I'd be dead in the suit. It would be bad,
Mhm.
and I'd just be sitting there, and people would be taking pictures with me, and
People will be like,
yeah.
"Oh, she's taking a nap."
oh, it's terrible. I hate that.
Like I get overheated and just in like my outfits, and I like very deliberately engineer my outfits so that like my legs are getting maximum amount of air. I'm like, I don't have things on my armpits. I don't like the things on my armpits.
I will say I have decided my Mothman hat is like not suitable for Ren Fair.
No, it's definitely not.
No.
Have you worn it to Ren Fair before?
No, I've worn it to the ball.
Okay.
Under a wig or over a wig.
Yeah.
Which I felt was like more intense. I usually wear those like the fox hats, which are also furry, but the Mothman one is like insulated.
It's like dense fur too.
It's something happening there. And there's electronics in there. So there's
you can wear it to Yule.
Yeah. I don't think I want to be Mothman at Yule.
You don't want to be Christmas Mothman? I think that'd be pretty funny. We could do like Christmas cryptids. That'd be so
that'd be actually pretty funny. For a second, I thought you were saying our solstice ball, that I should be Mothman.
Oh, no. I meant the Yuletide Fair.
Yeah, I'm like, I would actually totally love to be Mothman at our Yule. That would be so fun. Except for I've already been Mothman at one of our balls, and I just feel like we don't have, it's not like we have a ball every month. I feel like I want to do something different.
No, that's true.
I do have ideas for what I want to wear, but
I don't.
I might buy a Selkie again. I don't know.
Oh.
But like the big ones.
I made a mood board, but I don't actually know like what I want to do, because like I feel like the stuff that I like is either full on medieval fantasy kind of shit, but I would have to sew that.
I do have thoughts.
Okay.
What if you made like a gown version of that really cool medieval Betsy Johnson dress?
Sure. So the problem is I don't want to make it.
Oh, you just
don't want to make anything.
Okay, vibes.
It's so much less stressful when I'm not making my costume.
It was much easier last time.
Yeah.
It was much easier.
Like, Afterlife was fine. Like, just sewing little beads onto a corset, totally fine. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can modify something, but it's like the building the whole costume from scratch is just too stressful when I also have to do all the logistics for the ball.
Yeah. I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
Sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like in general, you're just less interested in sewing projects.
Yeah.
Right now.
I am.
Totally fine. Valid.
Even though you were saying I think that's the future.
I know.
The future profitable thing to do.
Yeah, it's very difficult to be online, just to let you guys know. And like it's a job and it's also our lives, and it's hard. There's not a lot of boundaries because it's like you kind of have to do what people want you to do.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel a little dance monkey dance sometimes, but like
which is why I stopped posting.
Yeah. I've found that I'm posting what I want to post, but I'm not monetizing, or like I'm not. I still have my other job. My other job is funding me being able to do this.
Second source of income.
But I want to eventually be more focused on this part of myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the course that I'm taking will help a lot with that clarity.
And also like our nonprofit status, which we're working on, that I think is going to help just sort of like drive us in a new direction. But it is hard. It's hard to remain authentic. Like, I want to be authentic. I don't want to have to do things that don't feel authentic to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's really difficult sometimes to balance that when, like, your job is essentially existing and, like, allowing people to watch you exist.
Yeah.
But you can only do that job if people, like, if you're giving the people what they want. If, like, your experience that you're having is an experience that people are asking for.
Yeah.
Which takes away that sort of, like natural...
The balance of, like, if I am feeling really mentally unwell, then all I want to do is make something, like, actually meaningful and actually beautiful. And, like, I already don't have the capacity to be making stuff that's kind of throwaway. So I definitely don't have the capacity to be making that kind of content, but that is the only kind of thing that I want to make because it feels like everything is so shallow and like vapid otherwise. I don't know. That was the shit I was going through.
That makes sense.
Thankfully now I'm medicated,
Jack has
and that helps
type
a little bit.
Same exact
yeah, because it's like, okay, well, I went into this job basically because I wanted to be able to do what I thought was meaningful and like create my art, whatever. But if then I am just having to do what an algorithm dictates or what an audience dictates, then why would I not spend my like day job time going to do some mindless thing, and then I would actually have the emotional and mental energy to be creating the things that I want to create.
Yeah, but then I run into the problem that like the value of the hour of my day is so high that there's almost like no mindless job that would pay me that. So therefore, I'm stuck in the position that I'm at. Like I feel that I genuinely, the cost, I can't not think of my life now as in like if someone was like buying hours of my life.
Yeah.
And I feel that cost is so high.
I agree. I think there are some things that like data management or like being someone's personal assistant is like, it's not mindless, but for me, it's like so autopilot to do that kind of thing that's kind of like what I'm thinking.
I still feel like I would have a hard time working for like less than $500 an hour.
That's fair.
So that's why I am a photographer.
Right.
But I mean, it took me, I've been almost a decade in business. So.
Okay. So are you calculating that $500 an hour by like how many hours you actually work, or like?
That's what I charge. Equivalent? That's like, it's essentially what I charge hourly. I mean,
but that's not including your editing.
Yeah, I would say I'm working somewhere between like $275 and $500 an hour, depending on what the project is and how much editing is required. But like, still, I'm not gonna find a mindless job.
No, that's true.
Off the street.
I mean, theoretically, if you were working like a mindless job like that, you would have to work full time. Yeah. Whereas right now, you don't work full time. No. So like.
Yeah, it's like my job is very fun and I really enjoy being a wedding photographer. And then there's also this part of me that feels like I wrote a book. So I'm going to be an author. I still have my wedding photography stuff. And then we have this nonprofit and then I make content. But there is a part of me that just wishes that I could be doing more as far as like content, MythMakers. I just don't really know what that would look like. And I'm allowing that to sort of organically develop. Yeah. I think when we first started and like I didn't have an Instagram following at all, then for some reason I thought that like hitting 100K on Instagram was going to be like life changing and then I would be making tons of money and oh my God, everybody's got it. But like, that's just not true. So like you don't need that many followers. I would say you could be 20K and you could be making good money.
Oh, you don't even need that many. Yeah. Like
it's just what the type of content you're making, how many people are engaged with it and like what you're doing. But I'm not an MLM girl. I'm not going to be doing that. I don't do like courses. I don't do all of that
like
stuff.
UGC. Like UGC makes a ton of money and you don't need any followers.
And I'm not a UGC
but it's
girl.
Like,
so then it's just like the type of content that specifically yours is more monetizable than me. Like you know how to actually make something. Like you have skills that you can trade to people.
I don't really want to do that though.
I know, but like I feel that you were able to be successful last however many years because you have that. Like I don't have that really to trade with people. I feel like it's just personality. Like I'm just vibes and like vibes don't pay the bills. So this is more like my hobby, even though it takes up so much of my time. And so I'm trying to like refocus my time because I kind of have to. It's not the worst thing. I feel very thankful and grateful that like we have such an incredible community, especially with MythMakers. I feel like this feels so meaningful and like it's nice to have so many interesting people and like I know we're both people who are just sort of like always been weird, always will be weird, and it's cool to like have a bunch of other people who feel the same way. And I think tying back to the astrology we were talking about earlier, like I feel astrologically that part of my destiny in this world is to like yours is to make safe space and community. Mine is specifically to like create space for people to exist freely. So like I think that those things are all connected to what we're doing, which is cool.
I agree.
So I feel like we don't even need to talk about these books that we're doing.
No, I don't think so either.
No books.
I think it's really nice to be able to do things for a community. Like, okay, backtrack a little bit. So your strengths are very much making friends and bringing people into MythMakers and creating a social space for people, and that is not my strength at all. But I still get to be a part of these like events and social stuff.
But I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't have you, because I can't budget, I can't plan, I can't keep shit straight. So it's like I'm always running on vibes.
Yeah,
I need somebody to be able to do anything practical.
I think that that level of social engagement like that I have is a very good level for me, and I would rather be doing all the logistics.
Yeah.
Like, I like looking at spreadsheets. I have fun with numbers.
I can't even read a spreadsheet. I always think it's so funny when you put something on Excel and you go, it's right here. And I'm like, you might as well have given me like a page written in Elvish.
Understand.
Like, I cannot read it.
I don't understand why.
I don't know either.
It's
I will say that there is a thing, and I don't know what it is, but when I did like SAT prep courses in college, I had this really weird experience where like if someone told me like the essay prompt, I could write like a 700-point essay, but if I had to read the prompt and then write the essay, my essay always scored at like 200 points. And twice I took the SAT and scored really, really low in this essay portion. And like I finally had to get help with it, and then they taught me how to like reread it or whatever. But sometimes I have a really hard time reading like analytically. Like there's like a data, and Excel triggers something like that in my brain.
The reason that I get so confused about you not being able to read things on Excel is that you can read the same thing if it's in a Word doc.
Yes, I can.
But
I can't read it in the format of Excel for some reason.
But it's the same exact...
Like, I know, but it's just like, I can't read it. I don't... Like, I try. It's just, I like, for some reason, I can't read it. And I don't know what that is. Like, I know that there are versions. I know it's not dyslexia, but there are, like, numbers dyslexia and stuff like that. Like, for some reason, my brain just, like, can't process information that way. It just, almost, like, blurs together.
So, like, the vendor list for one of our markets, you wrote it in...
Word or something.
Yeah, Google Docs, I think. And then I just put the same information in one column and then a second column, which is essentially exactly what you had in Google Docs, except it doesn't have the lines separating things. Yeah. That's the only difference.
That's
why it gets confused.
So this is what I'm saying. It's not information. It's like, that's why I said, like, it almost feels like the numbers dyslexia thing, because what they're saying with numbers dyslexia is that the people are seeing them and they kind of like blur together, they change. Like for me, when it is in Excel format, it is almost like everything blurs together. Like I literally can't read it. And I have a hard time, like, even if I like use my finger, like I have a hard time reading it. I just don't know why. It's just something about that format. My brain like can't see it. I don't know what it is, but I've always struggled with that. Like I've never been able to use it because of the fact that happens. And like, I'm not saying it's literally like blur soup.
Right. No,
it's like my brain is unable to like read it and process it and then like I'm reading it. But if you put it in a different format, I can read it fine.
That's so weird.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah.
Like I find that weird too. I don't get it either. And you'll make the Excel spreadsheets and I'm just sort of like, I trust you and I know it's all there and we can just talk about it and I can make it work in my brain.
Yeah,
but it's
unfortunately,
like
I cannot
is so hard.
balance our budget in Google Docs.
No,
that's not happening.
And it's okay because we don't really need to make it readable for me. Like it just needs to be readable for you. That's just it's
true.
one of
You're
my
not doing anything with it.
No, other than getting it wrong. I love when I know that I'm not supposed to touch
That's okay.
So I'm breaking the fourth wall. I love it when I'll be like, yeah, it's pretty much this. And then you'll do the math and you'll be like, Sarah, you're like $550 off. And I'll be like, well, I was just sort of like, just guesstimating. And you're like, that's not even a good guesstimate. Like, it's a bad guesstimate. $550 is like a big difference in guesstimate. And I'm like, it's just like the numbers. And then we'll do that. I'll be like, well, it's this, and this. And you'll add it up and you'll be like, okay, yeah, well, that's the right number. And I'll be like, yeah, I just was sort of like guesstimating. You're like, you're just like doing math wrong. Like that's not even a thing.
Oh my God. Like the receipts that one time you were like, oh yeah, just like pay me $20. I was like, I'm pretty sure I owe you like $130.
Yeah. Or like that time when I hosted that market and I like charged everybody a vendor fee and then you were asking me like what it cost. And then I did the math. Like you were at the market and we were selling and you were like, how much have you made? And like, how much did this cost? And how many vendors do you have? And then I counted up the vendors and I counted up what I did and I was $500 short. I had paid $500 out of pocket to host that market and you literally looked at me and you were like, you will never be handling a single thing for our business. Like all the money runs through me.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I had made enough that I was like, well, I made like if I sold like $800 of stuff, I was like, well, technically I made $300 I guess. And you were like, Sarah, that's like a terrible, like that's no. And I was like, but in my brain, I don't know. At least I didn't make zero, right? Like, but no, that was so bad.
But you could have made 800.
I know. But like in my head, I was guesstimating. But my guesstimates are really bad. Yeah.
We're kind of running into that with the Cloisters market.
Are we? Oh, with the Overhills market.
Oh yeah,
I got
close, not Cloisters.
To be fair, I want to say this. To be fair to myself,
when they do their markets with like their new patio and stuff, they were just factoring in the patio as a space. And so they had outdoor spaces factored in to the number that they gave me as the amount of vendors that we could have.
Oh.
So when I did the math, I made it so that we were like a little bit over so that we'd have a little bit of like wiggle room. And then when I looked at it again and I tried to lay out a floor plan, then I realized that all the spaces are like back to back right next to each other. We needed more room for everybody, and that there just wasn't enough, like a lot of it was patio space. And then I had to like,
are we able to use the patio?
We can, but we did not advertise to the people that are currently with us that they are like patio vendors.
Okay.
So I was thinking about opening up the spaces as patio spaces if people wanted a bigger space. We do have one person on the patio who like,
yeah, I think I should do that.
But we'll see, because I'm also worried that we're going to need that patio space. Sorry, I forgot that was on me. We might need the patio space.
For what?
Like if the day is nice and we have too many vendors and they're all really crammed.
I see.
That's the only reason I haven't like opened up the other spots, because there's nowhere else to put people other than that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's sort of what I'm at. But I think we've broken even last time we talked, because I changed the hours and it was fine.
Yeah, we did break even. I just another example of
a little
bit.
Of me. I know.
It's okay.
It's terrible. It's just not my strong suit.
It's okay.
It's not my job.
That's
I'm good vibes. I'm like, hey, come to this thing. We have no marketing. We've never done anything before. I need 150 people that I don't know in a room. I promise it'll be fun. And
you're great at that.
That is so my talent.
You are very good at making everybody feel special
and having fun.
Yeah,
getting everybody to join the club. Yes. I can't pay the club dues, and I can't pay the rent.
I really don't want to do your job, so
it works out so good. It really does. We are like legitimately, we could almost be cartoon characters. We're like so Black Cat Golden Retriever. We're so every single dynamic in media that is just like the most egregious, like cartoonized version of our personalities, but like we are literally that.
Yeah.
Also, like media's got it right, because it works. It really does work.
I mean, we have like most of the same interests, and then our personalities are like completely opposite.
Yes. We never want to do what the other person, like we want to do things together.
Yeah.
We never want the same job.
No.
And we like to work. Which is, it's like all of those pieces are the pieces that go together.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't like to work, then
that would be a problem. We'd never get anything done.
No. Well, also, I just don't think we would be good friends.
No, that's
true. I think that's a problem you and I both run into in friendships, is like people not understanding sort of the need to work and hang out at the same time. Or that like living is working, is hanging out, is friendship, is existing. And I think that's both of us have had that issue in the past. And I think that's a thing that we're just like that.
Yeah.
We're just like that.
Yeah. And like, I think content creation is especially suited for that. And
you helped me technically really be a content creator.
Weird.
I know. Yeah, because I feel like when I met you, I was just a TikToker.
Oh, yeah.
But I was only making dream videos.
Doing the dreams.
Which maybe one day I'll get back to, but...
Actually, this
is more fun.
Course thing. Yeah, this is fun.
It's just so much more fun than the dream videos. They were really crashing me out, I'm not gonna lie. So
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of like revealing many personal things about you.
Yeah.
So
too much, I think. Too much for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, now that I write books, now that I'm an author, but no, now that I'm like turning some of my dreams into books, I actually had another dream the other night that was like, I was like, this would make an amazing story.
Yeah.
Like now that I'm doing that, I'm especially not sharing them because
like
they make for great stories. Like
just a different outlet.
Now I gotta keep them and write them into little books and
hide
do
them.
The things, hide them away, share them as books. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were the one that was like, oh, you could just do this.
Yeah, it's like very disconnected in my brain that like the things I know about things, because like I get obsessive, and that sentence made like very little sense, but
sure.
Like, you know, I get like very obsessive about learning every single thing about a topic, and then I just know everything about it and can tell people, but to me it just feels like basic knowledge that everybody has.
Yeah.
So it's really,
you do that a lot. You make like a lot of assumptions that people have knowledge. Like you'll be like saying something, you'll be like, well, that's obvious, and I'll be like, actually
like if we're really thinking about it, it's actually not obvious. Like people aren't thinking about that stuff. You'll just be like, like, I've noticed that a couple times we've had these conversations where you'll bring up some like very high level like intellectual thing that we talk about and we think about and like maybe we know about, but it's niche. It's like a niche thing, and I might be only know about it because you've told me all about it. And then we'll be talking about, be like, okay, wait, I think we need to like backtrack the assumption that like every person knows this. This is like a 1% of people have ever thought about this in their life. Like it's so, you're always interested like the most, like it's like these very niche thoughts, and I think that's funny.
Can you point it out next time? Because I will. All of it just feels like normal knowledge to me.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't know. Like some people just aren't thinking about things in that way.
Yeah. Well, that's like why I recently have been like, oh, maybe I can be a creator coach, because I was not aware of how much people don't know about it.
You could be a creator coach because I'm your success story. When I met you, I had like 4,000 Instagram followers, and I'm about to hit 100K. And I literally only just did what you told me to do. So I feel that
I didn't remember what I told you to do. Like I feel like
you would be like this. You would like look at my stuff, and you'd be like, Sarah, what is that camera angle? And I'd be like, I'm making content. And you'd be like, okay. Here's like 15 videos. You like all of this content. Look at where their head hits, every single one of them in the video. Look at where their feet are. Like, why does your video look like that? And I'd be like, that's a good question. I can't even see that. Like, what are you talking about? Then I changed that. Then you were like, oh, okay. So like, if you want to make this, like, this is the attention span. This is the pacing of that. And then I was like, oh, so this is how I like cut up videos. That's cool. All right. Or you'd be like, this is the best way to like streamline content. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'll just do that.
Like
then
that,
you would just tell me but you would tell me, and you'd be like, oh, you could just batch edit this thing, and I'd be like, great. Or like when you told me you started being like, oh, I don't delete any of my videos, and every time that we hang out with friends or every time I get dressed, I take an outfit video so I can like put them into montages. And then I was like, okay, great, I'll just start doing that. And then that's like where all my content comes from.
I didn't realize that I had told you to do that.
Yes.
Weird.
You'll just be like, this is what I do, and I'll go, okay, cool, I'll just listen to you then, and then I just do it, and it works. And I'll be like, okay. Or sometimes you'll just say something, you'll be like, oh, you could do this would be a great trend, and then I'll do it, and it'll like go viral, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool, vibes. Like, yeah, you're just out here giving free advice.
You should just be a content coach.
Content coach. Yeah,
I'm really good at telling other people things to do.
Yes, you are.
I'm not so good at doing them myself.
You're good at seeing like patterns too. Things like I'm good at seeing patterns as far as I feel that I can like my book I hopefully will do well, but I think that I wrote it in a way where it like fits into a popular niche and it's like marketable, but it doesn't feel like it's another book.
Yeah.
But yet it's got that same feeling as other books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I think that that's my superpower.
I do while reading your book, even though it is not my favorite genre.
Yeah.
I do think it will be very commercially successful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I felt that it feels very commercial.
Yes.
It's so commercial.
It does.
But, like, that's my superpower. It's the same way I get dressed. It's the same way I make anything. Is like I'm making my own thing that somehow seamlessly feels so commercial.
Yeah.
Like I'm so good at commercial stuff. I don't know what that is. That's another thing with my brain, but I think
it's kind of the same thing where you are very good at making every single person feel super special.
Sure.
Like
maybe. I don't know.
You're
if
really
you say
good at well, okay. I mean
you always say that, but I'm like, I'm just out here. I just genuinely am interested in people. I feel like that's the big thing is like, okay, this is a genuine thought. I will be driving down the street and I'll see like a person walking on the street. This is like a complete stranger. And I'll just be like, that person has a whole life. And I wonder what their backstory is. And like, they go home and they have like loved ones and they have a job and they have dreams. And I just think about like every single person that I meet. And then when we meet people, like everybody's got an interesting story. It's just so
You live very outside of your head. I live very inside of my head.
I'm very outside. One time I had energy healing and the lady said she was wrestling my energy back into my body the whole time. And I was like, I'm just way out here. I'm like, whoa.
Because everyone thinks that I'm like the biggest asshole because I'm just like zoned out all the time.
No, you're literally like, yeah. I'm like, oh, Minji's just buffering over there. It's fine.
Just need to stare at a wall for a little bit.
It happens. I've hit the wall like once before.
Yeah.
It's rare, but I've hit it and
yeah, you do occasionally.
Occasionally I'll hit that wall and that's not fun.
But like, I think it's the same. You're able to recognize what people really value and like what they like and what makes them feel good. And so you're able to like project that back onto people so that they really like you and that they think you guys are like best friends.
Astrology wise, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because what you're telling me, and this is something I know, my Venus is in Aquarius, so I'm really good at making something like my own, like my own unique take on something that everybody seems to really like or be interested in. So I'm good at spotting like, oh, people like this type of rhythm in a book, and they like these types of tropes, but they can't go together and they have to be repieced in a different way. And these are the things from my life that are like good, and I can just put all these things together, and then here's my own unique version of it. But it feels like these other things that are successful because that's the way I'm viewing it. Same with like an outfit, right? I'll be like, okay, people like this type of layering and this thing, and these are pieces. I can put things together, and then voila, now it's a Ren Fair piece. And people are like, whoa, what are you doing? You are so good at seeing. So you're a Taurus Venus, and I've told you before that Taurus Venus like rules art and beauty and stuff like that. You are like the person, literally. I'm like, the outfit's good, the whatever, but like my camera's dirty. Like you're that person where you're just sort of like, oh, this is like the way to make it the best way. Like I'm noticing this thing that takes it from being like not very high quality to high quality. And you're able to like point that out in every aspect, where I feel like you can look at someone and be like, oh, this would be like the most beautiful way to like do this. And then that really helps with people, I think, being able to like make content. Because I feel like even for me, like sometimes I make content in my bathroom, and I feel like you've said to me before, like, oh, well, when you make like your closet room, like it's going to be more successful because like the background will be better. And I'm just focused on like whether there's good light, no tripod setup. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like I'm always focused on sort of more of the vibe or the thing. Yeah. And you're like everything. I'm a big full picture person. Yeah. I think you're really good at that. You would make a good media coach, I think. I think it'd be good. We'll launch your business next.
Yeah. You know. Anyone listening to this podcast, our 2 listeners.
Our 2 listeners.
You wanna?
Maybe it's us and your mom.
Content coach. 3 listeners.
3 listeners.
I was counting like some of the people the 2 people who responded to the questions.
Woo!
Who asked us questions.
Yes, we didn't respond to one of the questions though.
What was the other question?
They gave us a recommendation for a book to read.
Oh, well, we'll read that book then and get back to you.
Yep. The other one was the first question.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're there. We got that.
So we'll have 3 listeners, including my mom.
Including your mom.
Yeah.
I love it. Amazing. Maybe I can get my mom to listen too.
Maybe.
Yeah. Get Micah to listen.
Michael will listen to it. Well,
listen.
No, he probably won't because he's going to have to edit it.
Oh.
He's probably going to be tired of listening to it.
Actually. That's the vibe. So, well, if you have listened, we do appreciate you. And...
Oh, are we wrapping up now?
Yeah, I think we can maybe talk about some MythMaker stuff.
Yeah.
We are having a ball. There's a second drop date. It's in August.
Yeah.
It's at the Cloisters, and it's medieval solstice.
So it's like really celestial medieval vibes, but like...
Minji's been making some posts on our Instagram that show you the vibes. One of them is Ever After, which was super cool.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I kind of want to be like a medieval unicorn tapestry on the wall, but in real life.
We can just nail you up to the wall.
Just pin me to the wall and I'll wave at people.
Yeah.
It'll be cute. So we'll be having that. It's gonna be really cool. We have live music in addition to a DJ.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like it'll be a mix. So it'll be like live music for a while, then DJ, then live music, then DJ.
And called dances.
Called dances. We'll have a mix between like sort of Ren Fair music, like, you know, bards and taverns vibes and like called dances. And then by the end, don't worry, it will devolve into emo prom.
I feel like that's our signature.
Yeah. It like, is it a MythMakers ball without some My Chemical Romance? And like us all just screaming that we're not okay. No, like
target audience is the millennials.
Yeah, that's us. I also just like, I'm not okay, and I do feel that I need to like express that and all of the rage and the screaming on the dance floor with friends. So that will happen. I am convinced at multiple events that we're going to somehow get a maypole, though I have yet to figure out how we're making a maypole. It's in my heart. It's my heart's desire for us to have a maypole.
I'll just hold a pole, like a dowel rod in the center, and we'll staple some ribbons to it, and then you and whoever else can run around and then it can be done.
I say it's beautiful, and I love it.
Great.
I love it. I'll
That's
put a
our
little sun
backup
at the
plan.
top too.
Okay.
It'll be cute. We have a fairy festival. We have almost no tickets left for it. It's a 200 something person event. We only have like
maybe less than 40 tickets left.
Wow.
Yep. So, and I haven't really been advertising it, but it is coming up. We're going to have some
a really
vendors.
cheap event. It's only $10.
It's only $10. We are experimenting with the types of events that we're doing as we move towards our nonprofit status, and we just want to be able to have like community events that are, you know, accessible, and some of them are free. We have Tavern Night next week, No Land Beyond. That one is sold out. We have a no limit Tavern Night happening, I think, 2 weeks after that, and it's at our house on June 8th. It's a Monday, and that is an experimental version. So it's going to be just a cocktail hour. They will have bee stings from the Ren Fair, and we will have Ren Fair adjacent music playing. All of us will be dressed up.
Court.
Yeah, it's a food court. We'll get dinner. We'll all just be there together in costume. I think that'll be fun. But if it goes well, then we are open to have an open mic night or other types of themed nights there. In general, we're just trying to gauge interest and see how you guys feel about
so if you want
events.
to perform, go to this thing.
Yeah. And then we would have like an open call and stuff and just sort of have a fun vibe. So we're working on that. We're also
multiple markets scheduled.
Many markets. We have market July 5th. We are vending both days at the garb sale. And then
we have our post Thanksgiving.
It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving at the Cloisters Market. Will be happening again. So lots of that. We are not certain what our event schedule is going to look like during Ren Fair season because we're all Ren Fair people. Yeah, that can be a little difficult, but we are really excited. We are looking into next year. Like I said, we've got Europe. We are considering themes for our next balls.
Yeah, so if you have any themes that you like, let us know.
We will let you know that things that are in our brain, bookish ball at the Peabody Library. That's something that we would love to play around with, or at a library venue in general.
Yeah.
We're also thinking about tacky Ren Fair prom.
Yeah, but that would be separate from like our
ball
main
schedule.
Yearly event.
It would be more like the teas. More like in the price range and just more in the vibe of like the teas. A little more
casual.
Or maybe having a tea. We are considering whether you guys can let us know, but whether people enjoy the Alice in Wonderland tea versus the fairy picnic. Because if people would like to just bring their own food and dress up and it's cheaper, then sure, we can do that instead of the teas, but kind of up to everybody else. I feel like that's all of our updates for MythMakers right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like, thank you guys for being here. We are excited to start doing this. It's so weird that we're actually doing this. We've talked about this for a long time.
Yeah.
If you have anything that you would like us to talk about next time, we would actually love to get your feedback on that.
DM us on Instagram.
Yeah. And thanks for listening to us yap.
Woo. Yeah. We already do this all the time, so we figured why not share?
Might as well. So, well, proud of us. We're here. We love you guys. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week. Bye.
I tried to say bye, and then I choked on my water.
Oops. Dropping everything.
Doing good.
Bye.